Hello, hello, hello. What's happening, everybody? MCOC Droid does back again for another Marvel Contest of Champions tips and tricks video. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to get 40, that's right, 40 stacks of shock on your opponent using Nebula here, old Nebula. So in order to start generating these shocks, they're actually treated as passives. As you can see in her abilities right here, you do it by holding the block button down. When you do, it charges her weapon, generating a passive electroshock charge every 0.9 seconds. So as long as you're holding down block, they will continue to accrue. They are passives, so they don't ever fall off, they don't expire, they don't ever run out of time. The only way for them to disappear, so to speak, is by transferring them to your opponent using a well-timed block. So that would be parry, or the equivalent of a parry if you don't have that mastery yet. By doing so, Nebula spends all electroshock charges to shock her opponent, dealing 277.6 energy damage per charge over 6 seconds. Now this is my 4-star Nebula, she's rank 3, so each stack of shock is doing about a third of her overall attack of 730 as energy damage. And again, that's per stack. So let's go ahead and go into a fight so I can just show you the mechanics of how this works. Let's go with this one right here. It's just a rank 4, 4-star Iron Patriot, unawakened. No big deal. So quick recap. Passive charges, generate them by holding the block button down, transfer with a parry. So as you can see in the upper left hand corner there, I am starting to get these charges, already at 3, 4, 5. Let me push him back a little bit so I don't get caught in the corner. And so there you go. I just did a parry, and those 5 charges that I had generated all went immediately to him. They'll last 6 seconds. They do about a third of your attack each, so not too shabby. I'll just go ahead and finish this fight out. Try and generate as many of these as I can. Keep that ticker moving. Push him back a little more. Yeah, he's about dead anyway, so we'll finish that up, and he's done. So again, if you saw there earlier, as soon as I triggered that parry, any of the electroshock charges that I had, the passive ones, which at the moment were 5, immediately transferred over to him. Now let's go for something a little bit tougher, because like I said, I want to show you exactly how this will work. Let's go for, not X-23, let's go for this Hawkeye. That should be a solid fight, I should think. So again, to recap, the max amount of charges that I can generate is 20. After that point, that timer will still count down and what have you, but nothing's going to happen. It'll just kind of keep spinning and spinning and spinning, and the total amount of passive charges will never be above 20. See if we can get him to do his L1. There we go. Keep these going. Try and get him to do the L1 once more while I keep building and building and building. Push him back a bit more. I don't mind getting into the L2. That's fine as well. Keep pushing him back a bit. Trying to max this out for you. Almost there. 15, 16. There we go. Just trying to stay out of the corner. 19. Alright, so we've got the 20. Now, the way to do this, actually, is by triggering a level 2 special. Whenever you do, it will automatically double the amount of stacks of shock that you have on your opponent. So as you can see, I've got 20 there, fire the L2, and all of a sudden, you're at 40. Now, I'm sorry I couldn't do that quicker in the fight so that he'd have more health. We'll try and do a quick little repeat of that, but feel free to repeat that as much as you like. And I will loop that as well if I can, maybe do that as a separate vid. But essentially, like I said, if we go back into her abilities video, whenever you fire her L2, however many stacks of shock, try saying that 5 times fast, your opponent currently has, it doubles the amount of shock debuffs on the opponent. And then as you can see, it deals extra energy damage per shock debuff over 3 seconds. So again, since the max that you can accrue on your own is 20, if you put that on your opponent and then trigger the L2, it will double whatever you have, which shoots it immediately up to 40. Now in a lot of situations, that'll probably end a fight pretty quickly. So for some of those longer fights, that could come in handy. That's why if you have a 5-star Nebula, a 6-star Nebula, she can do a lot of damage really fast. And again, that has nothing to do with her awakened ability. That is right out of the box. So feel free to test it out on your own, and feel free to play this video on repeat. If you liked it, feel free to slap a like button and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber for more Marvel Contest of Champions tips and tricks.